Jews throughout Europe during World War II were actively persecuted under the German Nazi Party. The process of mass killings of Jews started with the confinement of Jews into ghettos before their deportation to concentration camps. Interestingly, the administration of these Jewish ghettos were left up to an agency of various Jewish collaborators known as the Judenrate, meaning Jewish Council. According to Bernhard Klein, the concept of establishing Jewish councils was developed by Nazi official Reinhard Heydrich, in which Klein identified 5 important duties of the Judenrate. 1. Executing German orders. 2. Taking an improvised census of the Jews in their area. 3. Evacuating the Jews from rural to urban location. 4. Furnishing adequate maintenance for the evacuees en route to the cities. And 5. Providing quarters for the evacuees to the city ghettos. While it seemed to appear that they had powers over the administration, Klein notes that in reality the councils were only following the German orders. Therefore, we question in this presentation whether the Jewish Council succeeded in representing the interests of fellow Jews or whether they succumbed into being Nazi agents. For this question, we will take a look at 3 particular Judenrate and their respective ghettos in Europe: Warsaw, Minsk, and Thessaloniki. The first Jewish council we will look at is the Judenrate of Warsaw Ghetto. On September 1st, 1939, Germany invaded Poland. According to the suicide of Adam Chernikov, in 3rd of October, the German Nazis appointed Adam Chernikov as the leader of the Judenrate. Prior to this appointment, Chernikov was a trained engineer and active figure in the Jewish community. Chernikov was troubled with complying with the German orders. The Judenrate was ordered to seize Jewish goods as part of collecting taxes for the Nazis, as well as rounding up Jews for forced labor camps and later to death camps. Walter and Pridemore also notes the compliance of the Judenrate, such as raising the taxes on the most poorest Jews, in which it was personally opposed by Chernikov, and administering forced labor of Jews throughout the upper eastern Silesia. By 1942, it was clear to Chernikov that the Nazis were deporting more Jews to death camps, citing particularly to the failure to prevent the Jewish orphans from deportation led to his suicide from cyanide on the 23rd of July 1943. Walter and Pridemore note that at the end of World War II, 500,000 Jews have lived in the ghettos. Only 99% of them were dead. The Judenrate of Warsaw failed to serve the interests of the Jews, particularly Chernikov, who were troubled in complying with the German orders as well as trying to attempt to help their fellow Jews. The second Judenrate we will explore in whether they represented the interests of fellow Jews is located at Minsk. Before the German invasion, Minsk had 71,000 Jews. Barbara Epstein notes that the Jewish population slightly increased before World War II due to the influx of German Jewish refugees. Germany invaded Belarus on the 20th of July 1941. The Judenrate was formed with Ilya Mushkin named as leader of the council. Mushkin was an engineer as well as a member of the Communist Party. The Judenrate of Minsk complied with their duties to Germany. However, Epstein explains that Mushkin and the Judenrate had used whatever resources they could afford to run as much social services as they can, from a bakery, a soup kitchen, an orphanage, and even a home for the elderly Jews. Epstein also noted active collaboration between the Jewish underground resistance and the Judenrate. This collaboration involved providing the underground information of the German intention of its activities in the ghetto. These are clear examples of attempting to serve the interests of the Jewish people, such as providing information to the underground of upcoming attacks on the Jews, rather than succumbing after Nazi influence. Of the Judenrate of Thessaloniki, many members succumbed into being Nazi agents, while other members had attempted to serve the interests of the fellow Jews. According to the lessons from the Shoah in Greece, the Thessaloniki had a major Jewish population in Greece, in which there were approximately 50,000 Jews. One known member was Rabbi Z. Koretz, chief rabbi of Thessaloniki. Koretz was a leading Jewish figure who arrived in Greece in 1934. As we learn from Stephen Bowman, Koretz was a man with reserved arrogance. He became head of the Thessaloniki Judenrate after the German occupation of Greece. His compliance and ignorance have killed many Jews in this ghetto. Rabbi Korach is an example of the Judenrate members failing to serve the interests of fellow Jews, particularly in the Thessaloniki ghetto. The effects of these councils representing the interests of fellow Jews were mixed. The failure to serve the Jews can be seen with Thessaloniki and Warsaw, but the Minsk Council actively assisted the Jewish resistance in their ghettos. From this, we wondered that had many members of the Judenrate survived World War II, would have been tried as war criminals.